OTCL 520. You're really doing well. So far, we've covered a lot of Hebrew grammar. This week only covers one chapter. So, very easy, huh? Well, have a look at this chapter and don't let the idea of just one chapter fool you. There's a lot to do in this chapter and a lot to learn. It is a conceptual kind of week, so you'll want to really spend some time on it. Some of you do really well with concepts, others are a little bit more challenged and really enjoy memorizing things. I don't particularly. Now, last week you memorized numbers, I hope. Echad, Shenayim, Shalosh. You got all that down? That'll be really helpful later on. Here we're going to talk about concepts of the Hebrew verbs, and this is something you're going to spend time with in the rest of this textbook. So spend some time really understanding the various concepts. As you work through it, read it repeatedly and come to a good understanding of it. If you really get confused, of course you can always contact me, but have a look at the chart on 12.8 on page 127. It's a summary of the verb, and also there's a summary of the verbal translation values on 12.9, pages 127 to 128. I'm glad they put that in there. It helps a lot in figuring things out. It helps you also understand distinctions between usages. He discusses on the beginning of page 132 characteristics of weak verbs. You can tell it now that it's important to remember the distinctions between the gutturals and other kinds of consonants. My guess is way back when you memorized the alphabet, you had no idea this would be so important. Well, it is now. If you get curious, you might want to look ahead in the next chapter, since you're only doing one chapter this time, right? It discusses the basic call stem. Begin memorizing the call stem on page 141. Cannot tell you how important it is to memorize that to get an understanding of this Hebrew verb. I had a discussion with a student last week who didn't realize there was an excellent simple lexicon in the back of your textbook. Now, I've been talking about all the advanced tools you're going to have access to, but your textbook has some really excellent things in the very back. There's some indexes, there are paradigms, there is a neat little lexicon. So have a look at that. There's also a summary of the diagnostics for the verbs. Now, you haven't worked with those yet, but you will. So this is really a useful textbook. So have a look at it. Now, all of this that we're working on right now will give you an understanding of the Hebrew verb and help you in the rest of this course and in 620, which is the next course after it. It will help you make your exegesis more accurate, which of course takes a lot of practice, and it really helps to have someone guide you. That's what happens in 650. So if you have any inkling, you really should take that course and polish it off. It's going to tell you how to really use these tools more accurately. I hope you'll seriously consider taking the next two courses. Hope you have a great week. Again, if you have any problems at all, give me a call. You guys have been really good at calling or emailing. Emailing is usually the best way to contact me. May the Lord bless you this week and through the rest of the course.